Thank you, Creator, for all that you do, all that you have done, all that you continue to do, and all that is to come. I love you. You know I love you. So I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, when I receive information, the first thing that comes to my mind when I receive the information, I be like, now why I didn't never think of this? You know. But I know why I never thought of it. You know. And this is the thing, because since anybody can remember, you know, as far as, the history go back and all of that stuff and all of that. And I'm not one of them educated type of people, you would say, because, I was skipped all the way to the ninth grade and couldn't even read. So I don't really know how that happened. Because in order for you to be able to read, you would have to understand what you are reading. Meaning you would have to be able to make sense of what you're reading. Not just because you can pronounce the words in the sentence or the paragraph that you reading, did you get what you needed to get out of the paragraph? Do you understand what the paragraph was saying, was explaining to you? That has never been in my situation, So I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking to myself when I receive this information, thinking why I didn't never think of that. Because look, so in every civilization or every kingdom or in every government that is around the world, they've always had gods. And each one of them has always served a god. All of them. Don't matter which one you pick. All of them have always served a god. And you would say that, well, and things have been the way that they have been. And that's just the way that the world is. Right? So I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking, when this information come to me, like, so things have always been the way that they have been. And everybody has always, in their own little civilization, country, state, whatever it is, in any whatever religion or belief system that they want to call it, they've always served a God. And they have always done this. And there's always been some confusion, conflict, and chaos going on. Right? And I'm thinking to myself, all of this confusion, conflict, and chaos is going on amongst the people about whose God is the best, or which God is the real God, or which God is the truth, right? And no matter how far you go back, in any one of them, those so-called gods have always sent the humans out to kill and destroy other nations, right? And then I get this message saying, but these gods are eternal, and they are supposed to be all-powerful. We just gonna say all-powerful, and everybody say they all-powerful and all-knowing and all of this, right? So if they all-powerful and they are eternal, then why don't they just fight amongst themselves? And then whichever one of the gods triumphs, then that would be the God to roll with, wouldn't it? But they don't do this. They send the humans out, which is the DNA on the earth, against each other to war and fight for what they have brought them up to believe in them to do. So you believe in this God to the point to where you are willing to go out and fight battles and kill other human beings for this God. But those gods are supposed to be eternal and all powerful. But they sending the DNA, meaning they sending the human beings out to argue amongst each other to try to come to a solution about this conflict that is going on amongst these so-called eternal gods. Right? And the humans die. We have eternal spirits, but their bodies will be laid to rest. I'm not going to get into what I was going to get into about the, bodies being laid to rest, because I'm trying to make a point here about these gods. So why are they sending the humans out to fight amongst each other if they are eternal and they are powerful? Now somebody will say, like somebody would come and say, well, how can you say that the creator is the creator of all existence? Because there is one thing that you will know for sure. You've never heard about the creator destroying anything. You've never heard about the creator sending anyone out to go and kill anybody or truck anybody or move anybody off of any land. You've never heard about the creator setting up any kingdoms. You've never heard about the creator giving anybody any type of special authority to set up a system to rule over the rest of the people in those areas. You're not going to hear that. You're not going to hear anything about the creator destroying anything, because the creator did not create to destroy. He created so that it would be life. So if these gods love everybody the way that they say they do, then why are they sending the humans out to argue amongst each other about which one of them is the best? When clearly they can settle that themselves, can't they? Couldn't they? Couldn't they go and be like, hey man, you a god, you in the wrong place, and they fight amongst each other instead of sending armies of human beings out to die for their cause? And then the people don't even realize, because they think that they free. They don't realize that these governments that are running things in every civilization or state or country, the governments have all of the people enslaved. Excuse me. And a lot of y'all would say, we not slaves, we free. That is incorrect, because if you was free, you would not have to work. And somebody would say, well, why do you say that? Because there is land everywhere. There's land everywhere. You want to know why there's land everywhere? Because the creator created it for particular things to grow on it, to sustain the life on his creation. But these governments that serve those gods feel like they have permission from these so-called gods to run things. So let me ask you this question. If you was able to plant and grow food in the area where you was at, would there really be a need for you to work? Because that's really what everybody's working for, to continue to provide food for them and their families, right? And then you got all this other knick-knack stuff that'll come into play with this materialistic stuff. Let's move all of the materialistic stuff out of the way for a minute. Let's say there is no such thing as this materialistic stuff, even though we know that it is. Let's pretend like there is no materialistic stuff, And then all we was doing is working every day. I trying to hustle every day to try to put food on the table for our loved ones. Would you think about it? Would you be like, man, why am I going and working for these people doing all this meticulous nonsense so that I could acquire something to get food? And it's land everywhere. I can plant my own food. I can grow my own food and not have to go enslave and work for these so-called governments that feel like they are in control and control us so that we can provide for our families to get something to eat. But the government served the gods. Guess who else served the gods? Everybody. Everybody except for me, as far as I know, because I call out to the Creator. That's who I'm under. The Creator never even asked for praise. He created everything, said everything was good. Live free, joyful, fruitful, and multiply. However, the deceivers deceived us and put all this misinformation in the book by scribbling their names over top of everything, calling themselves gods. Now, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So we can say that what I'm saying is an opinion. We can say that because most people are going to say that. And since that's what everybody is going to say, I'm allow that because that's what everybody's going to say, because everybody is entitled to their opinion. Now, I would like for somebody to come and answer. I would like for somebody to come and answer for these gods that they speak for. Because if there is green grass growing anywhere around you, you should be able to plant some food there and grow some food there and not have to worry about any food. How is it possible for us not to be able to plant food and eat it freely? How? How? But we are under these stupid systems that serve gods that are manipulating us to make us think that they own all of the land. They own nothing. They created nothing. They are in charge of nothing. But if that's what y'all want to do, you got free will. And since the message came to me, I decided, well, there's no better time than to put it out as soon as I put it out. So as soon as I get the messages, I put them out. And then, people will say, I don't have anything to prove because I'm under the Creator. I don't have to prove anything for the Creator. I don't have to prove anything for the Creator. What people have to do is they have to continue. They have to constantly continue to try to explain why their God is the God to be served. Well, let me ask you this question. If that God is the one to be served, then why isn't all of the food free? Why isn't all of the DNA allowed or able to plant food whatever area they are in and be able to eat freely and not have to worry about being hungry, since they love everybody the way that y'all keep on promoting that they are all powerful and loving, and they are not.